Hey everyone, it's been a while, but welcome to another episode of Green Day Live, where I'm going to be taking a look at all the concerts and other stuff that Green Day did in 1994, the year of Dookie. I'm also going to try something a little different for this video. Apart from this little introduction, I'm going to attempt to do the rest of this video completely unscripted. I'm just going to be going off all the notes I wrote for every concert and other things I want to mention, and I'll see how it plays out. Before I get started, I do want to give a quick shout out to greendaycommunity.org, a great fan site that helped me find a lot of these recordings and videos. And a big shout out to user AW674, who made some pretty great edits of a few of these Green Day performances that I'm going to be featuring in the video. With that said, let's continue talking about Green Day's live band history, starting with 1994. The first thing in 1994 I'll bring up happened in January. On January 8th and 9th, this was when the music video for Longview was filmed in Berkeley, California. This was Green Day's first ever music video, and it's pretty iconic.
In a house with unlocked doors and I'm fucking lazy. Bite my lip and close my eyes. Take me away to paradise. I'm done and bored, I'm gonna wear bright and I smell like shit.
30 years later in February, the Longview music video, along with a few others, got remastered in 4K. So now you can watch the video on YouTube and see every pore on Billy's face now, and it's really bizarre. And that's all I've got to say about that.
I got no motivation. Where is my motivation? No time for the motivation. Smoking my inspiration.
But moving on to February of 94, specifically February 1st, because this was when Dookie was released to the world. Recorded between August to October 1993, this ended up being Green Day's first ever major studio record released by Reprise. While nowadays it's obviously known as being the band's biggest record, selling 20 million copies by 2013, when it first came out, it wasn't actually that huge a success. It reportedly only sold 9,000 copies its first week. And for reference, when Kerplunk first came out, it sold 10,000 copies on its first day. I guess after word got out that Green Day signed to a major label, a lot of their underground fandom just didn't really want to purchase their new album since they felt they sold out. You know, that whole thing. But of course, this would change later on, and Dookie still remains the band's biggest record to this day. For me, Dookie is my number 2 personal favorite Green Day album behind American Idiot. Maybe that'll annoy some fans, but come on. If I had to make any Green Day album my number 2, it's Dookie. It's a punk rock masterpiece that still holds up to this very day. Not to mention during the production of the album, 3 songs from their independent days got re-recorded. The most obvious one is Welcome to Paradise from Kerplunk, which made the album and is probably the best and most iconic version of the song, bar none.
Welcome to paradise.
There were more songs that were recorded for the Dookie sessions that would later be released as B-sides, and eventually included on the Shenanigans compilation album in 2002. But in terms of other songs that got re-recorded, there's the version of 409 in Your Coffee Maker, which didn't make the album, but it did get released on a Basket Case single, albeit unmixed. Basically, they just took the multi-tracks for the song and just put it together without really mixing it professionally.
My interests are longing to break through these chains that control my future's aims.
And this would end up being the only time this version of the song was released until about 30 years later. However, another Kerplunk song, Christie Road, was also re-recorded during the Dookie sessions, but for whatever reason it was never released, and somehow it was never leaked. That would all change in September 2023 when the 30th anniversary edition of Dookie got released. This included several demos, the new 4-track demos that we never heard before, and the outtake songs including the re-recordings of 409 in Your Coffee Maker, now properly mixed.
Back now at where I have gone wrong, and why I could not seem to get on.
And the re-recording of Christie Road finally seeing the light of day. Those re-recordings are easily my favorite versions of the songs, and I was so fucking happy when that Christie Road re-recording was finally released. I heard about this existing for years, and I always wondered if it was even real, but I'm glad it's finally out there. It's fucking great.
Take away the strains of being lonely. Take me to the tracks at Christie Road.
But in terms of the demos, the 4-track demos were really fascinating, including the fact that we had a piano demo for When It's Time. That song has had such a weird history. Like, it was written and performed once in 1992, then it had a 4-track demo that we never knew existed, then there was the acoustic demo that was on the 25th anniversary edition of Nimrod in 2023, and then the actual song was finally recorded and made during the American Idiot sessions in 2004, only to be left off the album, until finally seeing it released in 2010 as part of the American Idiot Broadway album. And who knows, maybe when we get the eventual American Idiot 20th anniversary release, we'll probably end up getting a third demo of When It's Time. Wouldn't that shit be crazy?
The Dookie 30-year anniversary box set. You know, I held on to these 4-track demos for over 30 years. I try to hold on to everything, whether it's a souvenir, an old t-shirt, or, you know, especially music from when I was doing demos on a 4-track. So the anniversary was coming up and we knew it. And I said, hey guys, I got all the original demos. And they said, really? And I said, yeah. And then we put them out on the box set.
All I want is you to understand that when I take your hand, it's 'cause I want to. We are born in a world of doubt, but there's no doubt. I figured out I love you. All I want is you to understand that when I take your hand, it's 'cause I want to.
Okay, I think I've been rambling on about Dookie and other things for long enough. There's definitely a lot more I want to say about this iconic album, but I'll save that for when I eventually do reviews of every Green Day album in the future, like the ones I've done for Father of All Motherfuckers and Saviors. But this is Green Day Live Retrospective, not Coop's reviews, so I'll just move on for now. Okay, let's get to the actual concerts. 1994 would easily be the band's busiest year ever. Setlist FM lists 180 shows being played. That's a fucking lot. The first concert I'll be looking at is the first official show for the Dookie Tour, which happened on February 15th at the Cattle Club in Sacramento, California. There's a full video recording of the entire concert, and I think it actually surfaced pretty recently. It was taped by Martin Search, who uploaded it to YouTube himself. Shot from the right side of the stage, it's a pretty solid recording and a pretty fun concert for an early Dookie show.
We're Green Day, we live in Berkeley.
It's also interesting to know that when this concert happened, Dookie was brand new, so a lot of these early sets are still comprised of Kerplunk and 39 Smooth songs, which is nice. It's great to still hear a lot of these early songs getting played before Dookie completely takes over the band's careers. It's also one of the few times I've seen Paper Lanterns have an intro similar to the album version. Spoiler alert, this is most likely going to be the shortest performance of Paper Lanterns I'm going to look at in this video, and probably for a long time. Though, since this is the first real show for the Dookie tour, that means we get to hear the first known live performance of a certain song. And in this case, it's one of the last songs on the album, Fuck Off and Die. I love this song so fucking much, it's easily one of Green Day's best songs. Though one of the reasons why I wanted to make retrospectives like these is because of the little differences that can come from hearing the studio versions to the live performances. Like, for example, on the studio version of Fuck Off and Die, the first half of the song uses an acoustic guitar.
Something's on my mind. It's been for quite some time. It's time I'm on to you.
But at pretty much every single live performance of Fuck Off and Die, Billy always plays it on an electric guitar. I have yet to come across a live performance where he does it with an acoustic. I mean, it still sounds good though, I'm not complaining. If anything, it makes it sound a bit more badass.
Let's shoot the bridge we charged 2,000 times before. This time we'll blast it all too well. I felt this burning in my guts now for so long. My belly's aching out to share.
Something you're gonna notice about a lot of these Dookie era shows is how Road to Acceptance is usually used to close out the shows. It's a pretty interesting choice. And during the encore, Trey performs All By Myself from Dookie, and it's just as goofy as all the other All By Myself performances, but one thing I really love is when they do All By Myself and then immediately play Dominated Love Slave from Kerplunk. Such a lovely pairing.
I was alone. I was all by myself. No one was looking. I was thinking of you. Oh yeah, did I mention I was all by myself? You can speak me when I do not be here. Back me in my forehead with a tree. I love feeling dirty. I love feeling cheap. And I love it when you hurt me. So drive and stay both deep.
Oh yeah, the boys also play a tease of Eye of the Tiger. I know it's supposed to be a joke, but I'm kinda sad that they never do the full song. I'd love to hear a full cover of Eye of the Tiger by the boys.
Eye of the what? You wanna hear Eye of the Tiger? No. One rock tune tonight, man.
The show ends with Disappearing Boy, which kinda like Road to Acceptance and eventually Paper Lanterns, they end up extending the song by several minutes, along with working in cover medleys of Eye of the Tiger and Sweet Home Alabama by Skinnerd. So yeah, that was the first show of the Dookie tour at the Cattle Club. Glad we have a video recording of it, so go check it out. The next concert I'll briefly highlight also happened on February on the 18th at Slim's in San Francisco, California. I'm looking at it briefly because footage from this concert was used for the Welcome to Paradise music video, directed by Robert Caruso.
Welcome to paradise.
There's not too much else to really say because we don't have any other recordings of this show. And even though the music video is fun, I am kinda sad that it just uses the studio version of the song, and we don't have any actual audio from this show, which is kind of a waste because Green Day are a great live band, especially during this era because they played super tight at every concert. They honestly could have just released this as a Welcome to Paradise live music video and it would have been great. But whatever, if you haven't seen the Welcome to Paradise music video, go check it out, especially since it contains the only known footage we have of this concert. Alright, I'm gonna jump to March for this next concert. It's another kinda quick one I want to recommend, which happened on March 3rd in Dallas, Texas. We have one audio recording of the entire concert, and it's from a bootleg CD called Boring Days in Paradise. It's a pretty fantastic audio recording so early in the Dookie era, and I highly recommend looking it up. Great only a view performance too. Look, I can praise soundboard recordings left and right, but whenever we're able to get an audience recording that's this tight sounding, I can't just not recommend it. So yeah, quick one, but please go check this concert out. Okay, despite what I just said, this next concert is a soundboard recording. This is the Jannus Landing concert in St. Petersburg, Florida, on March 11th. Several songs from this concert got released as official live tracks on multiple Dookie singles, along with being released on the Foot and Mouth and Bowling 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 Parking Parking EPs. And while we do have a decent amount of really good live tracks for this show, the full concert sadly isn't available. Apart from the live tracks, there are bootleg soundboard recordings, which still sound fine, but obviously not as tight as the official live tracks. But with that said, every single live track sounds great. Some of the best early live recordings of Green Day ever.
Dear mother, can you hear me whining? It's been 3 whole weeks since that I am a daughter. It's sudden fear has left me slim. Didn't think there is no such a moment, no one in the gym. One thing, no disposable. Cause I just wanna lie, well, just wanna lie.
A really sick performance of Burnout too. Not only was it included on the Foot and Mouth EP in 1997, but in 2009, on a special Amazon MP3 edition of 21st Century Breakdown, the Jannus Landing live track for Burnout was included as a bonus track? Random, but okay, it's a great performance. But like I said, even though the live tracks are great, not every song got released as a live track, and sadly one of them included Only a View, which is one of my personal favorite Green Day songs of all time, and the bootleg soundboard recordings we do have of it sound great, but it does make me sad that it was never officially released. Oh yeah, and before Billy starts playing the song, he does a weird cover of 99 Red Balloons as sort of an intro to the song. I'm not sure if they legally could have been able to include that into a live track, but hey, I'm glad we have a recording of it in some way.
99 dead rappers sitting in my living room. 'Cause I died, go to jail. Oh my God, only of you.
There's also the live tracks for Christie Road and Going to Passalacqua. These performances sound so tight, I love them.
Staring out of my window, watching the ghosts go rolling by. My friends are gone, I've got nothing to do. Oh, I touched it to the night, the end of your ways of affection, but you find it's the difference.
In case you're wondering, the songs from this show that weren't released as live tracks included Only a View, Fuck Off and Die, which honestly would have made a kick-ass live track.
Something's on my mind. It's been for quite some time. This time I'm on to you. So where's the other face? The face I gave for your hatred's pouring me.
Paper Lanterns, which I kid you not, the recording of it goes on for 10 fucking minutes, and in this chaotic performance they play teases of 1,000 Hours, Metal Health by Quiet Riot, Metallica's Master of Puppets, Rock You Like a Hurricane by the Scorpions, and Eye of the Tiger again? Pretty fucking insane, but also in line because it's Paper Lanterns, and it's only gonna get crazier from here.
Think about you. Starlit night, moon is shining bright. You're the one thing I need. Look at your window and see the shadows silhouette of your dreams. Here's your flower, think for all the hours that you spare with me. What I love, now the trivials there across the sea.
Oh yeah, and the last two songs, Dominated Love Slave and Road to Acceptance, were also not released as live tracks. And sadly, a recording of Road to Acceptance has never surfaced. There is a recording of Dominated Love Slave, but it's quite a shame that the full concert just isn't available.
Won't be your lonely but slave. Won't be the one who takes the pain. Spanking when I do not do pain. Back me in my forehead with a chain.
I'm kinda shocked that with the amount of live tracks we got from this show, why didn't the band just release the entire thing as its own live album? It didn't even get included on Dookie 30. Instead, we got Woodstock, which already had the vinyl, and the Barcelona concert, which are two shows I'll get to later. Still, the Jannus Landing concert is a pretty legendary one for Green Day, and it's great that we have all these live tracks that sound really good, but it's still a shame that the entire concert just isn't available. Hopefully someday the Road to Acceptance performance pops up somewhere, but for now, please check out the Jannus Landing concert if you haven't. It's a fun time, and if you want to track down the singles and EPs that contain the live tracks, best of luck.
Staring at the walls, I've been up all day all night long. My pulse has been in, my love is shining. My brother was my head, my dream of life. 'Cause she's here now till my years are weak.
Next is one of Green Day's first ever official TV appearances, which is when they performed Welcome to Paradise on a Late Night with Conan O'Brien at NBC Studios in New York on March 16th.
Welcome to paradise.
If you want to see one of Green Day's first ever TV appearances, then go check out this performance on Conan. It's awesome. Alright, next is another full concert, and when you think about it, it's actually a pretty special one. This ended up being Green Day's first ever concert at Irving Plaza in New York City on March 17th. Sadly, there's no video recordings of it, but we do have an okay audio recording of the entire show. It has a very similar set list to Jannus Landing, though during Paper Lanterns, they don't play Eye of the Tiger or Metal Health, but it's still a pretty chaotic and lengthy performance. Though Eye of the Tiger was saved for Disappearing Boy, they even played a tease of Freebird. I love how Skinner just had a huge presence at a lot of these early Green Day shows for no reason.
Hey, fucking Skinner! If I'll be here tomorrow, would you still remember me? Cause I was free as a bird dog. Oh, God.
Oh, and Trey does the All By Myself and Dominated Love Slave pairing again, but after he does All By Myself, he plays a short and kinda goofy song called Food Around the Corner. The song makes a couple appearances at a few of these shows. It's a pretty goofy song that Trey plays live, usually as an intro to Dominated Love Slave. It's pretty kooky.
There'll be food around the corner, food around the corner, food around the corner for me. Do, food around the corner, food around the corner, food around the corner for me. Do, there'll be food around the corner for me. Do, food around the corner, food around the corner, food around the corner for me.
So yeah, this first ever Irving Plaza concert is a pretty solid show. Though, and I might get heat for saying this, I think it kind of pales in comparison to the future Irving Plaza shows. Though I will cut it some slack because all we have is this bootleg audio recording, and in case you're wondering, the second Irving Plaza concert happened in September 2004 for American Idiot, the third one also took place in September 2012 for the Trilogy, and the fourth and most recent Irving Plaza concert took place in January 2024, in promotion for Saviors. Hell, almost the entirety of that concert was broadcast on the radio for free for fans, with the exception of the last two songs, Homecoming and What's Her Name. Seriously, why weren't the last two songs included on the broadcast? Was that just to piss me off? But whatever, I'm getting off track. So if you were curious and wanted to listen to Green Day's first ever Irving Plaza concert, we have a solid audio recording of it, so go check it out. Hell, at the 2012 show, Billy would even reflect on playing this venue for the first time 20 years earlier. So I'm gonna end this section with him talking about that, and I'm gonna move on.
So thanks a lot for coming out and stuff, and thanks for like sticking with us and just coming out and coming to the show and stuff and selling out this place. Thanks a lot. This is our first headlining gig out here, so thanks a lot for coming out.
The first time we ever headlined a show in New York City was right here. At Irving Plaza. It was in 1994. Tilt opened up for us. And we did it on St. Patrick's Day. And they had green beer, and the only thing I can remember is there was green vomit all over the floor. Oh, the luck of the Irish!
Next is a live performance that took place on March 18th for MTV 120 Minutes, which was also in New York. It's Green Day's earliest known MTV appearance. You know, when MTV still had music. For this, Burnout, Chump, and Christy Road were played, and it sounds great. But interestingly enough, in 2010's Green Day Rock Band, it included footage of an alternate Chump take, which was never seen before. It sounds just as good as the version that was broadcast, so it makes me wonder why this alternate take was even released. Still neat to have though. So yeah, it's a neat little performance worth checking out, so go give it a watch if you haven't. Okay, the next and last concert in March that I'll highlight happened on March 29th at First Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The full concert's available in an audio bootleg that was known as Endless Head Trip, and it's a really great recording, similar to the Boring Days in Paradise bootleg from earlier. I love the Only of You performance too. That's a huge highlight. I love audio recordings like these that sound just as good as soundboards. And the recording of Paper Lanterns goes on for 14 minutes. And the usual Metallica, Quiet Riot, Scorpion, Survivor medleys are played. These boys are actually insane. So yeah, it's a great audio recording and I recommend checking it out, though there is a very particular reason I wanted to highlight a Minnesota concert real quick, and that's because at the time, Billy's future wife, Adrienne, is from Minnesota. So Adrienne met Billy at a Green Day concert in 1990, and they long distance dated for a while, but since it was, you know, the 90s and we didn't have Skype or Discord, I'm gonna guess the long distance thing at the time just wasn't really holding up too well, and their relationship dissolved for a bit. But upon the release of Dookie, Billy intentionally had the band play several shows in Minnesota, specifically so he could see Adrienne more. He was in love with her, and that's really cute. Of course, Billy would eventually convince her to move out to California with him. They got married, and they've been together ever since. And that's so fucking cute. So yeah, go listen to this concert because it's a great show, and I hope you enjoy it more with the added context that Billy was playing in Minnesota just to see Adrienne. I hope she was at the show, and I hope she had a good time. So go check it out. Alright, for the next concert, I'm gonna jump straight to June, highlighting a concert that took place in Barcelona, Spain on June 5th. This concert was broadcast on the radio, but the best recordings of it were sadly censored, and a full recording of it did appear on a blog post, but it's in pretty low quality. Also, I own a bootleg CD known as Egocentric Plastic Men, which I bought off eBay when I saw a listing for it, and it contains 9 songs from this show. So yeah, that's one piece of Green Day bootleg memorabilia I wanted to flex about, but obviously the bootleg recordings don't really mean shit now because on the 30th anniversary edition of Dookie, the majority of the concert was officially released, and it's easily the best recording of the entire show. With that said, there are some issues with this release, but I'll get to it later. Just like all the other official live tracks, the Barcelona concert sounds fucking great.
¿Qué pasa? What's up?
I'm especially really happy we finally have an official live track for Only of You. I love this song so much, and I love this live recording. So yeah, having an official release of this concert is great and all, but there are some flaws. If you're a fan like me, before the 30th anniversary edition of Dookie, you were most likely used to listening to versions of this concert that were broadcast on the radio, and in the radio broadcast, remember the covers they would usually play during concerts that included Metallica, Survivor, Lynyrd Skynyrd, you know, all that stuff? Well, I'm gonna guess for legal reasons, in the official release of this concert, all of that stuff had to get edited out, which sucks, but in the whole grand scheme of things, only 2 live tracks from this show got affected. This included the Paper Lanterns performance, which had the covers of Master of Puppets and Eye of the Tiger. Those got edited out. And the one that was probably affected the absolute worst is the Disappearing Boy live track, because it included covers of Sweet Home Alabama and I Don't Know by Ozzy Osbourne, but due to possible legal reasons, they had to be edited out. That really stinks because so far, this is the first and only live track Disappearing Boy has ever gotten, and it was pretty badly fucked up. And the only recording we have of the entire song is from a low quality one that appeared on a blog post. The reason I bring this up is because during the Disappearing Boy performance, Billy invited a random audience member on stage, and we get to hear him a few times, but sadly, whoever was in charge of editing down the live track, they not only cut out parts where they were covering songs, but they even edited out some parts where the audience member was talking. That really bites.
Hey, if people want to come up on this stage, you let them up on the fucking stage, alright? I have my doubts of where I belong. It's something to think about. André, saludo. No se está, pasa una raza. No me
Though for anyone curious, on Ultimate Spidey I did my own edit of the entire concert, utilizing the official live tracks from Dookie 30, and incorporating some of the stuff that got edited out using different bootleg recordings. So for any of you who were curious and wanted to hear this entire concert uncut, then check out the version I put up on Ultimate Spidey. Still, even though some parts of the concert were fucked up, I won't lie, having earlier Green Day shows released in this capacity, and even available to listen to on services like Spotify, that's pretty fucking cool. It makes me look forward to potential anniversary editions of other Green Day albums in the future, and I hope they keep giving us full recordings of other concerts. So if you're curious, go check out the Live in Barcelona concert, because it's a really fantastic show, and I'm glad that most of it was officially released. Highly recommended. Next isn't a concert, but it is live performances that were also officially released. This is the first batch of BBC Sessions recordings, with this set being recorded on June 6th in London, England. These performances were originally bootlegged for years thanks to radio broadcasts, until most of the songs were officially released as part of the BBC Sessions live album, which were released on December 10th, 2021. The songs included were 2000 Light Years Away, Basket Case, She, and When I Come Around. They are clean and tight as fuck performances. Especially 2000 Light Years Away. This is a fantastic live version of the song. It really comes off like what 2000 Light Years Away would have sounded like if they re-recorded it for Dookie. You know, similar to Welcome to Paradise Christie wrote in 409.
I sit out loud in my bedroom, stare at the walls. I've been out bored all night long. My pulse is beating, my love is yearning. I hold my breath and close my eyes and I dream about her. Cause she's 2,000 light years away. I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. She says it's like I'm sex that's bringing me down.
While the official BBC Sessions live tracks are great, according to setlist.fm, apparently 2 other songs got played. One of My Lies from Kerplunk, and the live premiere of Armitage Shanks, but I can't for the life of me find any proof that this actually happened. Not to mention, if these 2 songs were played, not only were they left off the live album, but they're not included in any radio broadcast either. I'm pretty sure the live debut of Armitage Shanks happened at the MTV Music Awards, so I'm not really sure where setlist.fm got this info from. So yeah, quick highlight, but go check out these live tracks if you haven't. They're fucking great, and if you love live material from Green Day, these should not be skipped. And this definitely won't be the last time we look at the BBC Sessions live album, so I look forward to the other performances in the future.
No time to search the world around, 'cause you know where I'll be found when I come around.
Alright, let's get back to unofficial recordings. Next is a concert that happened at Mountain View, California on June 10th for Live 105's Big Friggin Deal 1994. It's a decent radio broadcast of 7 songs worth checking out. Uncensored too, which is pretty shocking, but welcomed.
My mother says to get a job, but she don't like the one she's got. When masturbation's lost its fun, you're fucking love. Bite my lip and close my eyes, take me away to paradise. I went to a shrink to analyze my drinks. She says it's like a sex that's bringing me down. Wait a minute, I went to a whore. He said my legs are poor, so quit my wonder 'cause it's bringing her down. No time to search the world around, 'cause you know where I'll be found. Oh, now brown cow.
And as you can see, the band has continued extending paper lanterns. I always forget how super common this was during the Dookie era.
So where do all my troubles go? No, here I'm understanding now that we are all right of this. To this day I'll ask you why I still think about you.
So yeah, not too much else to really say. Just a good radio broadcast I recommend checking out.
She also medicates attention. Another one I go. But she's 2,000 years away. There's a way.
Alright, next is going to be a TV appearance, which was the first time the band appeared on the David Letterman show in June 1994. The specific date is unknown. For this appearance, the boys played Basket Case, and before they play it, Billy says this.
Hi. This song's for 80.
80 is his cute little nickname he gave to Adrian, and they would get married not too long after this performance. Also yes, the song 80 on Kerplunk is about Adrian. No wonder it's one of my favorite songs. It's really fucking cute.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just shallow?
Also, the more they appear on the Letterman show in the future, Trey does something outlandish or chaotic at every performance. So let's be on the lookout for that.
Pretty impressive. Nice job. Thank you very much for being here. Good to see you. I enjoyed that. It's Green Day, kids. There you go.
Also, the audio for this performance was included on a Noise Boys bootleg CD, which was a compilation that included a bunch of other unofficial audio recordings. So if you have a copy of it, this performance is on it, so it's really good. Check it out.
Let's spin to control. So I better hold on.
Alright, exiting June, which leads me to July 2nd, 1994. No concert happened, but Billy and Adrian did get married this day, and they've been married ever since. And that is cute as hell. I'm so happy for them. Okay, moving on. This leads me to another concert that happened at Slim's in San Francisco, California on July 5th. The last time I highlighted this venue, footage of Welcome to Paradise was used in a music video, but for this show in July, we have an audio recording of the entire show, which recently surfaced in 2019. It's another really solid bootleg recording that I recommend checking out. The one issue with it is that the concert opened with 2,000 Light Years Away, and the audio recording is sadly a bit muffled at the beginning. But after 2,000 Light Years Away, the rest of the recording is pretty solid. Great fucking set list too. Just a nice mixture of Dookie, Kerplunk, and 39 Smooth songs. They even play a few teases of different covers. One includes Surrender by Cheap Trick,
Mother told me, she told me that mean girls like you. She also told me, stay on. Whoa, shit. Never know what you'll catch.
There's also Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry, along with Rape Me by Nirvana. It's one of my favorite Nirvana songs, but it's a pretty interesting one for them to tease. Oh yeah, and the Paper Lanterns recording goes on for 18 minutes! Here they do cover medleys of Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Queen, Operation Ivy, and many others. They gotta be stopped. Only a View makes an appearance though. That's sweet.
I wish I could tell you, but the words would come along. So I can only get the way I feel for so long. Like I'm about to fall, but I just don't seem to care. It's the nights in my life. Only a few are always here.
And as kind of a cherry on top, the show ends with them playing their cover of My Generation by The Who. It's pretty great to hear them play this song during this era. Probably the last time we're gonna hear them play it for a while too.
Well, people try to put us down. Just because we get around. Let's reach to the call for. Die before I get out.
So yeah, just another audio bootleg that I recommend checking out, and I'm glad we have a copy of it. Moving on, I'm gonna go straight to August with what I would like to consider the main event of this episode. It is the concert that made Green Day, Green Day. Yep, we've arrived at Woodstock 94, which took place on August 14th. This would be a pretty significant concert for the band because it was broadcast on live television to millions of people, which would greatly give the band even wider exposure. Fortunately, we do have the entire concert available, though there are multiple video sources to look through. Unfortunately, just about every piece of video footage I've seen from Woodstock 94, it's super compressed looking and very low resolution. Though, and I'm not sure how many people really realize this, the entire concert, along with many other Woodstock 94 concerts, were shot in HD. It was recorded with an HD technology known as Muse, or High Vision in marketing. It's basically an analog HD standard mode made in Japan, which had the capability of recording up to effectively 1080i. But unfortunately, since this was 1994 and HD TVs didn't exist yet, every video recording you'll find of Woodstock 94 is in super low resolution. But it is interesting to know that an HD version of Woodstock 94 can exist. It'd be great to get an HD remaster of this show. Apparently there was a 1080i rebroadcast of the entire concert, but the only real evidence I could find of it was on GDC. I've never seen any proof that this HD rebroadcast exists. And don't get me wrong, the footage is still watchable, but it would be nice to eventually get a proper HD version of the show. So while the video could be better, the audio is actually perfect. There are bootleg sources to choose from, but thankfully the entire concert was officially released on vinyl in 2019 to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Woodstock 94 and Dookie, with Billy Joe himself designing the artwork, where he basically just took the cover art for Dookie and vandalized it with duct tape and mud. That's pretty sick. And in case you're wondering why he put mud on the artwork, well, we'll get to that. And of course, Woodstock 94 would be included on the 30th anniversary edition of Dookie in September 2023. So if you want, you can actually stream this entire concert on Spotify. That's freaking awesome. Well, let's take a look at this pretty iconic performance. They opened the show with a pretty excellent performance of Welcome to Paradise, or as Billy calls it, Welcome to Paradise.
Welcome to paradise.
Honestly, this might be my favorite performance of Welcome to Paradise in 1994. It's just so chaotic and perfect.
Pay attention to the pictures and the broken man. Some comments, some subconscious. I wanna take you through a wasteland and take your hand. Welcome to paradise.
After that, it gets followed by a pretty fantastic performance of One of My Lies, with Billy introing it by saying this.
This is off one of our records that no one has.
Kind of funny because I'm pretty sure nowadays Kerplunk is a platinum record, but regardless, it's a fantastic performance. Probably my all-time favorite for One of My Lies.
That's just what I like. Well, that's just what I like. And all I want is to get real high. Well, that's just what I like.
Okay, I should probably address one of the more memorable aspects of this concert, and Woodstock 94 in general. At the time, the location of the venue was pretty infamous for how it kept raining, and since the audience were out in the open getting showered with rain, it led to mud fights aplenty. So throughout the concert, both Billy and Mike basically encouraged the Woodstock crowd to keep throwing mud, saying that's fun.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, we suggest that you throw mud. That's fun.
Throw mud at each other. Oh, shit. It's caca. Poo poo. Shit. It's shit. It's shit. Shit. I hate God. Shit. Oh, God. Oh, nice shot.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't backfire later. Anyways, we then get pretty awesome performances of Chump and Longview. Probably my all-time favorite performance of Chump ever.
Some fun, but no one's calling. Call me pathetic, call me what you will. I'd rather check
Then it leads to Basket Case, and I really love this performance. After Basket Case, there's something that Billy does that you can't really see in the main Pro Shot recording you'll probably find. But in a different video source, we get a close-up of what Billy did. Basically, fans throughout the show just kept throwing mud on the stage, and at one point a fan threw a piece of mud at Billy, to which he caught it and did this. Pretty gross, but you know, at least they're having fun. Well, this leads to them playing When I Come Around, and this is probably the most iconic performance from this concert, mainly because they actually released it as a live music video, which thankfully gave us that alternate Pro Shot angle of Billy putting the mud in his mouth, which made everyone happy. There's also two other things to note about this performance. For starters, Billy intros the song differently, where he plays the opening part solo.
Oh, I heard you cry aloud all the way across town.
He also did this at the BBC session recording too, so if you wanted a more clear studio version of this, then go listen to that live track. Speaking of live tracks, while I am mostly using the Dookie 30th Anniversary Edition live tracks, When I Come Around was actually first released as a live track on a separate album, which was the official Woodstock 94 2-CD set, and it doesn't sound the same as the one that ended up on the vinyl and Dookie 30. That's because this version of the live track was mixed by Jerry Finn, a sound engineer who was a pretty integral part of Dookie's production, but I'll discuss that a bit more later. I actually really like the way Jerry Finn's live track sounded. He always had such a good way of mixing things, and I think this live track is where the live music video got its audio from. So thank you, Jerry, and may you rest in peace.
You know where I'll be found when I come around.
After When I Come Around, we get a great performance of Burnout, and Billy even dedicated it to the original Woodstock.
This song is dedicated to everyone in 69. This song's called Burnout.
After that, they play Fuck Off and Die, and up to this point of the show, the audience was already mildly chaotic, mostly just tossing mud on stage since Billy and Mike told them to, but during this performance of Fuck Off and Die, they start getting even more chaotic, with several of them storming the stage. One of them even manages to pull Billy away from the microphone while he's playing.
Let's lick the bridge with Churchill's out and I say
I gotta say, I feel bad for poor Blue, just all covered in mud and shit. Someone even hit Billy's hand while he was playing Blue, and he just kept going. I also love how someone ended up nailing Billy in the head with mud, and he just keeps singing. That shit's crazy. Billy Joe was on a different level while performing back then. I hope Billy doesn't decide to play something that'll make the crowd worse. Really? Paper lanterns? At a time like this? Well, it's a pretty good performance at first. After Billy sings the first few parts, he puts Blue down and proceeds to have a pretty infamous mud fight with the crowd. And, well, this is something that you just have to see for yourself. This infamous mud fight would go down in history. It lasts nearly 8 minutes with Billy just fucking around with the crowd. Meanwhile, Mike and Trey continue playing Paper Lanterns for several minutes. It is probably one of the most chaotic performances Green Day has ever put on. Here are a few highlights I really like from it.
Hey, look at me, I'm a fucking idiot.
There's even one point where a little kid ends up storming the stage and Billy runs after him, picks him up, and then they do this. Future idiot? American idiot?
Walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away!
Wait a minute.
Well, it's time to walk away, walk away. Walk away. Shh. Be quiet. Be very quiet. No, shh. Don't say a word. Just be quiet.
You're fucking turning into one of them butt hippies. I am not going to become a butt hippie. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, pretty crazy shit, huh? So after a while, Billy finally tells the crowd,
Hey, everybody say shut the fuck up and we'll stop playing. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're gone. Goodbye.
never finishing Paper Lanterns. I'm not joking. That's how they end the fucking concert. It's just done. They leave. But as you could see from the footage, while they were leaving, people in the crowd started storming the stage. And this actually led to Mike getting tackled by security because they thought he was a random audience member, which you can faintly see in the footage. Mike apparently got a few teeth knocked out and required stitches. So yeah, the crowd got really crazy. Even at the end when the boys were clearly off the stage and left. Hell, in the last live track for Woodstock on Dookie 30, which was pretty fittingly titled Shit Show, you can hear the crowd still chanting for Green Day to come back on stage. They really wanted that encore, but sadly they wouldn't get one.
Let him shit. Let him shit.
And yeah, that was Woodstock 94. For a show that only lasted about half an hour, it pretty quickly became one of the most iconic and chaotic Green Day concerts in history, and it remains a pretty important mark for Green Day's career. Remember, Woodstock was broadcast on television to millions of viewers, so this very much ended up being a lot of people's first exposure to Green Day, and as a result, sales of Dookie would skyrocket after this concert was broadcast, leading the boys to even bigger mainstream success. Seriously, if you're a Green Day fan and you love watching live Green Day concerts, and you somehow haven't seen their Woodstock concert, you're not a true fan. This is where Green Day became Green Day. Go give this concert a watch because it is a lot of fun. It is one of the most insane half-hour concerts that you'll ever sit through, and you won't regret it.
I don't care what you do. I don't want to be a fun hippie like you. Ladies and gentlemen, Wavy Gravy. He's not a hippie, he's a punk rocker. He's idiots just like you guys.
Okay, so I wasn't really sure what to do with this next one, but around this time in 1994, Green Day played several Lollapalooza concerts, and most of the concerts have pretty okay audio recordings, but I wanted to highlight this very quick one that happened on August 25th, since it's the only one I came across that has any pro shot footage. The pro shot includes clips of Chump and Welcome to Paradise, but each performance is incomplete. Also, on the pro shot, Chump got mislabeled as Jump, which is weird. However, when it comes to this specific Lollapalooza show, we don't have a complete set list for it. These are the only 2 recordings of songs at this specific concert, and unlike a lot of the other Lollapalooza shows at this time, there's no audio bootleg for this concert either, which is very strange. I wasn't really sure how to highlight the Lollapalooza concerts, but I do wish we had better recordings of them, and in this concert's case, a complete recording, so if you guys are curious, I definitely recommend looking into these shows. They're pretty fascinating. While I'm not going to spend too long talking about Lollapalooza, there is one other show that I want to quickly highlight. This one happened at the Downing Stadium in New York on August 5th. The actual show has a decent set list and it's really short, and the audio recording itself is kinda eh. But during the sound check for this show, the boys played Westbound Sign from Insomniac, which is one of my favorite songs from that album. And thankfully, we do have a recording of them playing it at the sound check, but sadly the recording is really muffled, sounding as if the person recording was outside the venue. Still, this is the only known recording we have of them playing Westbound Sign, and supposedly they actually have played the entirety of Insomniac during rehearsals, but they've never done so for a full concert. I'm not sure if they'll actually ever play Insomniac in full, considering they've played Dookie, American Idiot, and 21st Century Breakdown in full several times. Here's hoping, and be sure to check out the Westbound Sign recording if you're curious. The next performance I'll look at is Green Day's appearance at the MTV Video Music Awards on September 8th. The boys were there because their Longview music video got nominated, but they ended up not winning that night, which would sadly start a streak of them losing MTV awards in the coming years. They get their redemption though, don't worry. At the main show, they would end up performing Armitage Shanks, one of the first ever live performances of the song, and their choice to play this song apparently pissed off MTV.
Well, we played a song called Armitage Shanks. Yeah. And we were supposed to play a basket case. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. But we snuck in that song in because we wanted to put a new song in, and we were being little rebellious.
It's pretty badass, not gonna lie, and it's a great performance too, so it was worth it. Yeah, it's the only song they got to play that night, and like I said, they sadly went home empty-handed. But it wasn't all for loss. Billy got to meet Joey Ramone and gave him an autograph. Yes, Billy gave Joey Ramone from the Ramones an autograph, and I think they exchanged phone numbers too. So if you end up running into some jackass who says that Green Day isn't punk, show them this photo and see how quickly they crumble. So yeah, pretty great performance of Armitage Shanks that pissed off MTV. Go check it out. Next is a kinda quick one I'll highlight, which took place at the Hat Show in Boston, Massachusetts on September 9th. The concert's available in full, but only in decent audio and video bootleg recordings, though there are some pro shot clips of Chump and Basket Case, but for the most part you can only view this concert in bootleg recordings. AW674 made a pretty great edit of the concert using all the best sources, so I'll be sure to link it in the description, along with all the other shows. So it's a pretty short concert, but as you watch it, it becomes pretty apparent that the people in charge of setting up this performance did not anticipate so many people showing up, and as a result, they were completely unprepared for what was about to happen. The concert would come to a pretty early close during Fuck Off and Die, where Billy couldn't even finish playing the song because a fucking riot started. And it was getting so bad that the police had to shut down the entire concert. The riot would end up making the news.
Well, good evening. Here's what's happening tonight. It was a violent scene on the Esplanade tonight when a free punk rock concert sponsored by a local radio station really got out of control.
An estimated 50,000 people crammed the Esplanade to hear the band Green Day perform. The band ran from the stage as the crowd surged forward during the show. Dozens of people are injured, we are told, at least one critically. After the concert, thousands rushed off the Esplanade into downtown Boston. Now, police tell us they are still arresting people at this hour. So far, at least 60 are under arrest. At one point, there were 250 law enforcement officers called out to contain the crowd.
So yeah, if you want to see a Green Day concert get shut down because of riots and the police, then check out the Hat show. Like Woodstock 94 wasn't chaotic enough. Next is another concert I'll quickly recommend that happened on September 11th for 107.7's KNDD's End It Benefit. It's available in audio form, and it's another bootleg recording that recently surfaced in 2019. It's not a super long concert, but it's still a fun time that I recommend checking out.
Here we go.
Only of you made another appearance at this show. Yay. And during the Paper Lanterns performance, they briefly cover We're Not Gonna Take It Again, which is pretty fun.
We're not gonna take it.
I also love how in the audio recording, there's a girl in the crowd who keeps shouting for them to play At the Library. Good request, but they never play it.
What song did you say? At the library! What song? At the library! What?
Armitage Shanks does get played, with Billy even commenting how this one got MTV pissed off.
This one got MTV pissed off. Lost inside myself. I always hated my own voices and the man. Now I'm trusting. Never trusted anyone but myself.
And the show ends with Christie Road. There's a slight cut in the recording, but it's still pretty decent. So yeah, another fun little audio recording I recommend listening to, so go check it out if you're curious. The next concert I'll highlight happened in Sweden on October 8th. This concert's available in full thanks to a fan who went there and videotaped the whole thing, but it was also broadcast on the radio and it sounds great. And since we have both video footage and radio broadcast soundboard audio, that means both of them can be synced together. And thankfully, one fan on Green Day Community, who goes by Lil Shoot Dog, made a video combining both recording sources and uploaded it to his YouTube channel Green Day Live Archive. It was really well put together, so I'm gonna use it for this video, and I'll link it in the description for anyone who wants to watch it in full. So thank you, Lil Shoot Dog. It's a pretty short concert, kind of similar to Woodstock, both in terms of length and set list. Though we don't get One of My Lies or Fuck Off and Die, we do get Christie Road and 2,000 Light Years Away. And after Basket Case, they play She. I always love when they pair these two songs together like on Dookie. And just like Woodstock, they close out the show with Paper Lanterns. And it goes on for 8 minutes again. But this time, instead of playing We're Not Gonna Take It and having the crowd shout things, they do random covers of My Way by Frank Sinatra and the Mickey Mouse Club theme song. and during Paper Lanterns, Billy climbs on a speaker and proceeds to jump into the crowd. So yeah, if you want a quick little Green Day concert with great audio, check this one out because it's a pretty fun one.
Lights out now!
Next is a brief recommendation because this was also a pretty brief show. It happened in Amsterdam, Netherlands on October 13th. We have a decent pro shot recording to come with it, which was included on a Dutch TV special about punk rock. The two songs that got played here are Going to Passalaqua and Chump, and the Going to Passalaqua performance is really good.
What did I say? You and I together anywhere we run away, far away. If I'm nasty weather, but I'll take whatever you can tell that comes my way, yeah, far away.
The Chump performance is good too, but it was the last song to be played that night because during the performance, Billy tripped and broke his ankle and he had to be removed by ambulance and the show was called off after that. We only have recordings of these two songs, so I don't really know if they played other ones or not, but regardless, it's just an interesting piece of their live history that I wanted to bring up. The next concert happened a day later in Belgium on October 14th. We have a really solid audio recording of it that was on a Burnout bootleg CD. It's a great recording, one of the better audio bootlegs from the Dookie era, though the one downside of it is that we didn't get recordings of Longview or Basket Case. But it still sounds really good, and knowing that this took place a day after Billy broke his ankle, it's all the more impressive how good he sounds. Remember the Slims concert in July when that one lady kept requesting At the Library but they never played it? Well, at this Belgium concert they actually play it! It's one of the last real times we'll probably hear them play it, but I love this song, I'm glad it made an appearance. We also get my favorite Kerplunk song, Who Wrote Holden Caulfield? And they decide to end the show not with Paper Lanterns, but Road to Acceptance. So yeah, just another solid bootleg audio recording that I recommend listening to. Next is their first appearance on Top of the Pops, a British TV show where bands went on to perform music. Perform, quote unquote. Yeah, something pretty infamous about Top of the Pops. They would often make bands that appear on their show mime their performances, and sadly, Green Day had to fall victim to that. On their first ever appearance, the boys would end up performing Welcome to Paradise, but in reality, they were forced to play with a backing track. It was open mic though, so at the very least, Billy isn't lip syncing, but with how seriously the boys take their live performances, you can definitely tell that they did not want to mime this shit.
And I'm never gonna go. I change up to like country town, broken moon. Some call it sun, some call it night.
Billy even wore a t-shirt that says, "Who am I fooling anyways?" So he's fully aware of how fake this looks, but I mean, at least they're having fun.
I change up to like country town, broken moon. Some call it sun, some call it night. Welcome to.
And if you thought this performance was fun, I highly recommend checking out Nirvana's performance of Smells Like Teen Spirit from this show, because it is fucking legendary and one of the most hilarious things I've ever watched. Rest in peace, Kurt.
With the lights out, it's as dangerous. We are now entertainers. I'm just stupid and contagious. We are now entertainers.
Moving on to the next concert, and this is actually a pretty big one. In fact, this one could be debated as being the big event concert for this video, even bigger than Woodstock. This is known as the Jaded in Chicago concert, which took place at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago, Illinois on November 18th. And while on the topic of Nirvana, the Jaded in Chicago performance took place exactly 1 year after Nirvana recorded their MTV Unplugged concert. I'm not joking, look it up, it's pretty sick. But focusing on Green Day, the reason this is known as the Jaded in Chicago performance is because it got aired on TV under that name. And while it's a great TV broadcast, it didn't include the full show and it censored several songs. 2 songs did get released as B-sides for singles, but the full concert itself was never officially released, in spite of how popular it's remained after 3 whole decades. In 2010's Green Day Rock Band, it included higher quality video recordings of 2 songs from the show and 1 song from its soundcheck, though still censored. So for nearly 3 decades, the best we really had of this entire concert was the TV broadcast, the 2 live tracks, and the higher quality videos on Green Day Rock Band. That was until January 2021, when completely out of nowhere, the full uncut videos of both the soundcheck and concert were uploaded to YouTube by a user named Jeremy Sheffel. The uploads were pretty quickly taken down, but since they already made rounds on the internet, Green Day fans immediately downloaded the videos, and they've been re-uploaded several times. The one downside to these complete recordings is that the audio was mixed down to mono, but regardless, it's still the full concert and soundcheck completely uncensored. So thank you, Jeremy Sheffel, wherever you are. Probably in hiding somewhere, because I don't think this was legal for him to do. I'm actually going to look at the soundcheck first and then the full concert. Some of you might be thinking, oh, who cares about the fucking soundcheck? Just look at the concert. You know how fucking rare it is for us to get complete soundcheck recordings? Especially ones that look and sound professional? It's not that long either, so I'll quickly highlight it. It starts with color bars at first and then it cuts to Billy playing a song. Apparently, it's Panic Song from Insomniac, in what's probably the only known recording we have of them playing it live. Though it's not the entire song because it cuts in, and it seems like the sound engineer didn't really get the balancing right either. So you're not even hearing Billy sing, it's not the full song. Panic Song is a bit of an infamous one. It's a huge fan favorite, but it's almost never really been played live. Though according to Mike Dirnt in a recent Instagram post, they did play it at a few shows, but we've never got a recording of it. So for now, this short intro of the song is all we have. I hope to God we get a full recording of the entire song being played. While we don't have a full recording of Panic Song, we do get a full recording of the next song, which is Who Wrote Holden Caulfield. This wasn't played at the show, which is a shame because it's really good.
There's no motivation and frustration between
cool that they could just whip songs like this out and just make it sound good, even with Billy bailing on the song at the very end.
Someone help him, my bar, he is gonna fucking suck my... Hey Rob, fuck you, you fucking nits. Hey Rob, you see this? You see this? You see this? Suck it.
The next song they played during the soundcheck is Geek Stink Breath. Technically not the live debut of the song since it's during a soundcheck, but it is the first full recording we have of them playing the song live, and it was even included on Green Day Rock Band, the only recording from the soundcheck featured in the game. The only downside is the song got censored, but thanks to Jeremy Scheffel, we now have the full thing uncensored, and it's a great performance. After that, Billy briefly plays Coming Clean. Like, very, very briefly, they don't really play it. But it is the one song from the soundcheck that does actually appear in the main show. The soundcheck ends with a pretty fucking excellent performance of Stort in the Avenue. This is my favorite song from Insomniac. It is so fucking good, I legitimately thought it was from Kerplunk. It is such a kick-ass song, and sadly, they're not gonna include it in concerts until like 2015. So it's awesome that we have a full recording of them playing the song in 1994. It is so damn good. Alright, that was the sound check. Let's get to the actual Jaded in Chicago show. What's pretty funny is that despite being called Jaded in Chicago, the song Jaded and also not a single Insomniac song were played at the actual show. You know, despite Geek Stink Breath and Stored in the Avenue getting played at the sound check. Getting the raw, uncut footage is pretty amazing. The show doesn't actually start until about 10 minutes in. And when it does, oh boy, Billy does not waste any time dropping swears.
What's up, you fucking stupid motherfuckers?
Huh, I wonder why the TV broadcast didn't include that. Well, the show pretty iconically opens with Going to Pasalacqua, and it might just be the best performance of the song, like, of all time. So if you're used to the TV version of this show, the uncut version might actually surprise you because they curse far more times in this version.
I'm not gonna say anything intelligent, I'm just gonna fucking swear a lot. Fuck! Ah, fuck! Ah, shit! Ah, cunt! Ah, dick! Ah, fuck! Everybody at the count of three say fuck you. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you too.
Kind of blessed that we finally have access to all that footage. After Going to Pasalacqua, the boys play Chump, which Billy dedicates to a random member in the crowd.
Alright, this song's dedicated to you then, you fuck.
Magic man, a eccentric plastic man. Wear your sugar one over on me. Well, baby, just jealousy, I mix it up with a button mind. A circle takes that doesn't make much sense, or maybe I've just done.
This, of course, transitions right into Longview, and it's a great performance.
Oh, peel me off this Velcro seat and get me moving. I should resell, can't do it by myself. I'm feeling like a dog in heat, boarding doors from Summer Street. I lock the door to my old cell and I'll also
And after that is Burnout. Just a fucking fantastic performance.
This song's about you. This song's called Burnout. Ready?
I'm not Joanna, I'm just ring on, step down.
After Burnout, they play When I Come Around, and Billy does the solo guitar intro to it like he did at Woodstock.
Well, I heard you cry aloud all the way you got down. You've been searching for that someone and it's me right on the prowl. Like you sit around feeling sorry for yourself. No time to search the world around. Don't you know where I'll be found when I come around?
After that, they play Welcome to Paradise, and this is one of the higher quality video sources featured on Green Day Rock Band. It is the best looking footage from this concert, and I kinda hope we get the full thing available in this quality. It looks fantastic. The next song after Welcome to Paradise was thankfully released as a live track, and it's for Coming Clean, which was teased in the soundcheck but was thankfully played at the show. It's one of my all-time favorite songs from Dookie. The next performance is pretty special because it was left out the TV broadcast, and we wouldn't really get access to it until the uncut version was leaked in 2021. It's their performance of Knowledge by Operation Ivy, which was a pretty common mainstay for their performances. It's kind of weird that this one was left out for some reason. I guess maybe they thought it dragged on a bit too long, but I'm glad we finally have access to it because it's a pretty fun performance. After that, we get a great performance of 2,000 Light Years Away. But while they're playing the song, at one point I think one of the cameramen who was filming accidentally unplugged Billy's guitar, and you see him get pissed about it. Honestly, I'd be pretty annoyed too. But at a later point, Billy grabs the camera from the guy, then he points it at the audience and flips him off. It's a pretty funny moment that obviously got censored on TV, but thanks to the leaked uncut version, we now have the clearer shots of Billy flipping off the crowd. After 2,000 Light Years Away, they play Basket Case. I always liked the performances Billy would do in the intro where he just stood there in silence, and then he goes into the song. It's just so weird but memorable. This one has always been my favorite song from Dookie, so to be perfectly honest, I don't really think there's a single bad performance of it. Well, aside from one performance, but I'll get to that shit later in a future episode.
Sometimes I give myself the clues. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps setting up. Oh, I can't figure it out. And I just feel annoyed. Yeah.
So you know how Knowledge was left out the TV broadcast? Well, for whatever reason, the next two songs were left in. This was when Trey took over guitar duties and played All By Myself and dominated Love Slave. They're probably the best performances of both these songs. And it's interesting to think that these two songs were left in the broadcast, but not Knowledge. Glad the TV editors knew what they were doing.
I was alone. I was all by myself. No one was looking. I was thinking of you. I had an erection. I was all by myself. Yeah. Come on, 1, 2, slap me and call me knowledge. Put a bell sander into my hand. I feel pain all over my body. Can't wait to come before myself. I love feeling dirty. I love feeling cheap.
So while those two songs are in the broadcast, the next song wasn't, which was Disappearing Boy. And it's quite a shame it was left out the original broadcast because it's a pretty fantastic performance. Though, unlike Knowledge, there's probably a good reason why they cut this song out. You see, near the end of the performance, Billy walked to the end of the stage and grabbed a Spin magazine, which he proceeded to burn in front of the audience and cursed out the magazine.
Yeah, don't let Spin fucking magazine tell you what punk rock is because they have their fucking heads so far straight up their ass, they don't even know what to fucking do with themselves. Fuck this fucking punk rock handbook shit. It's fucking crap. This is a shitty magazine. The first magazine they put out had fucking Madonna on the cover of it. Fuck them. They don't know what the fucking alternative is. This is your fucking alternative, you fucking pricks.
Apparently, the magazine featured them on the front cover, but for some reason wrote a negative article about them, which is a bit strange, so I guess Billy was kind of justified in burning it.
Let's fucking bite from the hand that feeds, shall we? Oh shit, everybody getting warm out there? Want me to throw it out there? Burn, baby, burn, burn. Burn, baby, burn, burn. Ah, my hand's on fire! My hand's on fire! My hand's on fire! Ah!
And fittingly enough, after that he plays Fuck Off and Die, which was obviously heavily censored in the Jaded in Chicago broadcast, but fortunately we now have it uncut. And then they play Paper Lanterns, which closes out the show just like Woodstock. Also like Woodstock, the song goes on for 8 minutes, but in the Jaded in Chicago broadcast, it was cut down drastically. So screw that, go check out the full performance instead. So yeah, they just continue extending the song again, and proceed to work in covers of songs like We're Not Gonna Take It, Resolution, My Way, and the Mickey Mouse theme again. It's chaotic fun.
So you got a problem, and you want a solution. Then you want a solution. Then you want a solution. Then you want a solution. We're not gonna take it. All right, I'm gonna say 1, 2, and you're gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? 1, 2. And now the end is near. FIC KAY
And unlike Woodstock, they actually finished the song.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
That would have been the end of the show, but thankfully there is an encore. So they play 2 more songs, with the first one being Christie Road, and it's a really solid performance. After that is the last song of the concert, and probably the one you were all waiting for me to bring up. It's She, and this performance was included on Green Day Rock Band, so we have it in higher quality, and the performance was released as a live track. But before they get into the song, it has probably the most insane intro ever. I don't know how to describe it, so I'm just gonna let the clip play for itself.
Oh god, it's time to say goodbye. I gotta say goodbye, I gotta say goodbye now, I gotta say goodbye. I'm gonna go home and get on my big wheel, I'm gonna get on my big wheel. No, I'm gonna get on my bicycle. No, I'm gonna get on my scooter. No, my scooter, no, I'm gonna get on my bicycle. I'm gonna get on my taco truck. I'm gonna get my taco truck. I'm gonna fucking take it. I'm gonna go down the street. I'm gonna fucking smash him against the window. I'm gonna smash him against the window. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna go and smash him against one. Cause I got a pit rock. I got a pit rock too. I got a pit rock. It's really cool. I got a pit rock. It's more like it's like a worry stone. It's a worry stone. You take it. You worry. You rub it. You worry. You worry.
That was the most insane shit ever. What drugs did Billy try before he went on stage? Jesus Christ. You know what's crazy? Despite how absolutely insane out of his mind on drugs Billy is, this is probably the best live performance of She ever. Like the crazy ass intro, Billy singing on point, even the scream is perfect. It is fucking iconic. If you don't have time for the full show, please, for the love of God, watch the She performance. It is so great. And while I said the song was released as a live track, sadly, the live track cut out the rambling intro, which was probably the best part, so that sucks. But at the very least, the performance itself is fantastic, and I love how after performing the hell out of this song, doing the fucking best live performance of She ever, Billy just ends it like this. And that's it. That's how the concert ends. Ain't that fucking great? Literally the perfect way to end this show. And that was the entirety of the Jaded in Chicago performance. I became a Green Day fan in summer 2020. So when I heard about Jaded in Chicago, I watched the TV broadcast. And even when watching it for myself at the time, I thought, oh man, this is a great broadcast, but they very clearly edited shit out. I actually wondered if the full thing was ever going to be released uncut. And then just a few months after I became a hardcore fan, the full thing got leaked. And I cannot recommend it enough. But some curious Green Day fans may be wondering, would they ever revisit the Aragon Ballroom venue again, especially with how iconic this performance was? Well, thankfully, they actually have played this venue again 2 other times. The second time took place on June 19, 2001 during the Warning Tour, and the third time took place on October 23, 2016 during the Revolution Radio Tour. And while we sadly didn't get any TV broadcasts or pro shot recordings of those shows, thankfully we do have full recordings of both concerts. So if you ever wanted to listen to into, I guess, sequels to Jaded in Chicago, definitely look up the 2001 and 2016 shows. They're a lot of fun, and fuck me, look how good these set lists are. Pretty kick-ass, and I can't wait to look at both those shows in future episodes. But in terms of the 94 show, go check it out, and I'm moving on.
Sweet home masturbation. Sweet home Chicago.
Alright, the next concert I'm going to recommend is an audio recording, which is the UMass Mullins Center concert that took place in Massachusetts on November 28th, just 10 days after Jaded in Chicago. And if you thought that was interesting, guess what? It's the exact same set list. Like, no joke, you put the two side to side, it's the exact same list of songs. The only difference is that they moved 2,000 light years away after Dominated Love Slave, but apart from that, it's pretty much the exact same set list. But if you want to hear these songs again, then definitely check this out. The audio recording came from a factory press bootleg that was literally called Fuck You, and the cover art is like a fish saying fuck you. I'll be honest, the name and cover art are the main reason I'm recommending this show, but also it's a great audio recording. In fact, the concert is so similar to Jaded in Chicago that during Billy does yet another psychotic drug-fueled rant. Not as crazy as Jaded in Chicago, but it's pretty funny that he did it again.
I gotta go home, I gotta go home, I gotta go home, gotta go home, gotta go home, gotta go home, gotta home, gotta rock the beat, gotta rock. Got a dog, got a dog, I got a cat, I got a cat, I got a fish. I got a fish, yeah, I got a fish, I got a cat, I got a dog, I got a dog, I got a rock. I got a pet rock, I got a pet rock, my own pet rock is my friend. His name is John. John's his name, John the pet rock. I like my pet rock named John, I love him, he's so nice. So nice, he talks to me all the time, talks to me. Tells me what the bullshit wrong with him, and tells me what's gonna fuck everything's all fucked up. Everything's like really fucked up for me. He's like, wow, you know, I go to work every day. This is John talking about. This is John. John says, well, you know, Billy, you gotta do something else in your life. You gotta do something else. You can't be good. You can't be fucking around with all these people all the time. But hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's not too much else to really comment on, just a great audio recording on a bootleg with a really funny name and cover art. So yeah, go check out this audio recording if you're interested.
Now you see me, now you're drunk. Come and see where I'm at. 'Cause I'm a million miles away. Treat her like a forbidden hill. She might not shine that for real. Oh, you won't see me again.
The next concert I'll highlight happened at Uniondale, New York on December 2nd. The full show was recorded in 2 different angles, and there's a great 2-cam edit that was uploaded to YouTube by Mark and Knight, who also provided a better audio recording source. As a result, we have the entire show available in great condition. During Disappearing Boy, they do covers of Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi, and they once again play Sweet Home Alabama. And for Paper Lanterns, the performance once again goes on for like 8 to 9 minutes, and they work in covers of Resolution by 15 and We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister. But for the encore, instead of Christy Road, they play their My Generation cover, which is pretty kick-ass. And like the last two shows, they end the concert with She, and Billy even does a rambling intro to it again. You know, if anyone was curious if Billy kept doing this at other shows.
I got this bladder problem, you see. Every once in a while I'll grab up, sit up, just piss. I can't stop pissing. I don't understand what the problem is. I keep pissing. I think it's once I had this little pebble thing. It was stuck in my urethra. I didn't know what to do with it. So I did. I just took my hammer and I started hitting it and hitting it. I started hitting it and hitting it. I fucking beat the fucking shit out of it. I fucking beat it.
So definitely give this Uniondale concert a watch if you haven't. It's a lot of fun, and the recordings we have of it are great. Alright, the next performance happened a day later, which was the band's first ever appearance on Saturday Night Live on December 3rd. They played 2 songs, and the first song they played was When I Come Around. And a live track for this performance was included on an official album, which was the SNL 25 Music Performances Volume 2 CD. It's a great performance, so I'm glad we have a live track for it.
No time in such a world around. Don't you know where I'll be found when I come around?
The second song they played was the first official live debut of Geek Stink Breath. It is a fantastic performance.
I'm on a mission to make my decision later about the self-destruction. Slow progression, killing my complexion, and it's riding down my head. I'm on the road, I no self-control. I'm blowing a secret that does better thing.
It's also kind of infamous because Billy somehow managed to get away with saying shit on live TV, mainly due to the way he slurred his lyrics while singing at the time. Though it was also a brand new song they were debuting for the first time, so I guess everyone, including the censors, just didn't catch that.
Wish you wanted shit and the other and say which one gets real fast. I'm on the road and no self-control. I'm going insane with methamphetamine.
But even after the fact, the performance never got censored in re-airings either, which is both hilarious and pretty badass. Oh, and you can also watch this performance on the official Green Day YouTube channel, since they uploaded it in 2020 to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Insomniac, but for some reason the video quality looks like dog shit, especially in comparison to other fan recordings of the broadcast. Where the hell did they get this copy? It looks awful.
Every hour my blood is turning sour and my pulse is raining out of time. I found a treasure filled with sick pleasure and his hands on a thin white line.
And that was Green Day's first appearance on SNL, and this would thankfully not be their last, despite Billy saying shit on live TV, but I guess Lorne Michaels let it slide. Alright, this next concert is a pretty big one, and it was also home to probably one of the most controversial things Green Day has ever done. It was the band's first ever show at Madison Square Garden, right there in New York City on December 5th. 3 different angles were filmed by fans. One on the left, one on the right, and one fan that was just filming the huge Jumbotron screen. I'll just cut back and forth between either angle. And I'll address why this concert's pretty infamous in just a bit. Though first thing to notice that it actually opens with Trey playing All By Myself and then Dominated Love Slave, which is new. When it comes to the concert itself, it's actually pretty solid. A decent set list and the same chaotic energy from the band as before.
It's all said and done, it's real and it's been fun, but where's it all right?
Now, for those of you who don't know this show, you're probably watching all the footage and thinking, oh, it's just another fun Green Day concert, what's so controversial about that? Well, it turns out this concert came at the end of a very lengthy 7-hour show dedicated for 7/100 Jingle Ball, which was an AIDS benefit to help raise awareness. And by the time Green Day finally went on stage, at that point the event was dragging on for 7 hours. So apparently a lot of the audience was very tired and not really into the show. And kinda justifiably, it was pissing off the band. It was almost 2 in the morning and the band just wanted people to keep having fun. So after Paper Lanterns, they would do an encore. And Billy really wanted the crowd to be a lot more energetic than they were the entire show. So he did the most logical thing he could think of. He stripped down completely naked and played She just like that.
Hey, fuck it, I'm playing in Madison Square Garden and I'm gonna get fucking naked.
Thankfully, his guitar was covering his crotch. It's a great performance like before, but it's quite possibly one of the most insane things Billy has ever done on stage. I almost can't believe he did this. Just a reminder, this man was married to Adrian for 5 months at this point. It caused a lot of controversy. He was obviously arrested for this. It is fucking crazy. But you know what's the most insane thing about Billy doing this stunt? They would still be allowed to play Madison Square Garden in future tours. Yeah, several times. That's insane. It's kind of hard for me to recommend this show. Like, it's a really great time, and if you're up for seeing a butt-ass naked Billy Joe playing She at the very end, go check it out. Honestly, could I have picked a more perfect show to close out this year? Holy shit.
He gets naked and he's playing naked, like his butt like twitches to the music, like he tenses it up. It's fucking funny.
That's fun for
I
you.
see that because I'm behind him.
Okay, I hate to end things here, but I'm gonna end this episode of Green Day Live right here. The initial plan for this episode was that I was gonna look at both the Dookie and Insomniac eras, so I was gonna go from 1994 to 1996, but I really did not anticipate just how many Dookie era concerts I wanted to talk about, not to mention with stuff like Woodstock and Jaded in Chicago. I had a lot to talk about. Once this video passed the 2-hour mark and I was still in 1994, that's when I figured, okay, yeah, I'll re-record the intro a bit, then just release it as its own episode. It's almost the length of the first Green Day Live episode, and that one was covering several years, so I'm gonna have to end things here, and the next episode of Green Day Live will be focused on the Insomniac era, which lasts from 1995 to 1996. They actually played far less concerts during this time, so the next episode will most likely be shorter, which also means it might come out a bit sooner. I'll see what happens, I don't want to jinx it. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this new episode of the Green Day Live Retrospective, where I looked at the Dookie era. If there were any major concerts I may have missed in 1994, let me know in the comments. Or if there's a specific concert during the Insomniac era that you guys want me to talk about, leave it in the comments and I'll look into it and I might feature it in the next episode. I'm gonna go back to focusing on Coop's reviews for a bit, so I hope you guys enjoy whatever other content I put out next. And I'm also hoping to get the next System of a Down Live retrospective out in May. Or June. We'll see. But whatever, I'm going to bed. Thank you for watching. Happy 30th anniversary to Dookie. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Hello, it's Trey Cool from Green Day. We used to tour the United States in a bookmobile. My dad fixed it up. When I say fixed it up, got it running. Built like a little loft thing in there where we could put our equipment underneath and sleep above the equipment on little fold-out futons on the ground. I mean, that was like our, quote, tour bus around 94, and we did Lollapalooza in that thing, and it was kind of cool pulling up next to like the Beastie Boys bus, having a bookmobile. Sometimes like people would actually come knocking on the door trying to get books at inopportune times, you know, but the bookmobile still exists, it still runs, and it still gets like 6 miles a gallon.